full of knowledge from my toes to the top of my dome. I'm kind of young.
Oh, yes, we got it made. I am feeling fantastic.
My record is played to put it short.
Uh-oh. I started with you. I got you up there. Look at you. Miss Davis. I'm sorry, went live, didn't even let you know. Christmas trees out. I got distracted with your Christmas trees.
My language is broken into a slang, but it's just the dialect.
I appreciate you. You got it made, girlfriend. You got it made. They wrote this song about you. Look at her. Look at her. Her style. You're creatively superior, though. You're the champion. Yes, you are. Time to talk about family. Family. Got it made. Oh, yes. Oh, I was feeling that. Feeling it. Oh, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing your Christmas Eve with me. I appreciate every single one of you, even Miss Davis. I'm gonna let her chill. I'm gonna let you chill over there for a minute. So and I'm gonna come back with the surprise effect later on. They're gonna get to see you with the green Christmas glass. I don't think I've ever seen Christmas glasses. Jenny Lamb, thank you so much, my friend. You are a wonderful person. Jenny, happy holidays to you, you sweetheart. Jenny, yes, indeed. Let's see that. Let me get Jenny up there. Oh, you're just precious. You are precious. I hope you're off work. I hope you are chilling at home, enjoying your beautiful family, Jenny. Yes, indeed. Deborah Mack, Merry Christmas Eve right back at you, Miss Mack. Miss Mary Mack. Oh, it's a wonderful day. I really wanted us to, enjoy just a few moments of just showing appreciation for the importance of family. We're totally blessed. And Miss Davis is back there, like looking like she has something she wanted to say about family, and then oh my goodness, your enthusiasm is just bursting. Do you appreciate this topic, Miss
I do.
Family Reunion? I don't think I've known anyone who's had a family reunion as large as yours. That's huge. How many people y'all have at your last family reunion?
We had about 200. We were like
Oh my goodness.
199 or something like that.
Mark Wallace,
Yeah.
199 people came to the Davis family reunion. What in the world?
Well, let's say this. There were approximately 199 paying participants. There were some other participants that did participate. However, they managed not to, pay. They got around it
Wow.
some kind of way.
I know that's right. That's what family does. I know I've heard it called the black tax. That's right. They're creative. They're smart. I was just reading something, and it was talking about noise, noise in your life, noise. And I think, I wonder how many times like noise just becomes like a huge issue in our lives, like, and then it becomes like a family issue, like of have you ever heard that term, Ms. Davis, signal versus noise? Like
Not really.
what you do with your life, like what type of person you are. And I heard it told like someone was there was a business discussion, and this one businessman was just describing Steve Jobs as 90% signal, 10% noise. And
Signal versus noise.
no, and then so like sometimes I think family, we lose it because we become 90% noise and 10% signal. Now, and the you know, and the signal is the substance, the 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 purpose, the legacy, you know, God's plan for your family would be the signal.
Mhm.
So what would be the noise then? How you doing, Vicky Vaughn? Miss Clements, how you doing? I see you and Vicky. Huh? What would be the noise if our legacy, our strategy, our purpose, our, you know, development, our, you know, businesses, and would be our signal, then what would be the noise, Miss Davis? What do you think?
No, is this noise supposed to be the opposite? Oh, if the
And,
noise is supposed to be the opposite, I can think of 50 million different
and
things.
it's not really the opposite. It's just that some people, all they can do is focus on, like Mr. Wallace used, substance versus distraction, you know.
Mhm.
But the that's the way, like, I don't, you know, but substance versus distraction kind of makes it into the opposite. But I don't think that that's what they were, you know, that's the true intention of it. Because in business, noise can be confused and it looks just like your purpose. In a family, noise can be confused and you really think that the noise is more important than you all getting along,
Mhm.
you know. So, so the noise might be, you know, like you overlooked some people not paying. You know, not paying is noise. You didn't catch them at the door, shake them down. We gonna send you an invoice. We gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? That's noise.
All right, if we take that example as
Hmm.
noise,
Hmm.
then yeah, we
Hmm.
can. I can see we can.
Hmm.
We put a bullet point behind
Because
it.
it's noise. It's noise because you decided not to make it substance. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Or you decided not to make it part of the signal, or you decided that you weren't going to be distracted with that. And I think that the signal versus noise came from communication, how we communicate, how you choose to listen to things, like, you know, like radio signal versus noise that's coming through the radio. You know, you hear the static
yeah,
and
and like you say, if we use that example, we can take the focus off of what's really good.
mm,
Now we put entirely too much attention on this one thing, and then
right,
everything else
right,
exponentially that doesn't go right. We look right back at that. Well, had they
that's right,
paid, this wouldn't have
that's
happened.
right,
Had they,
that's right.
we
You
didn't
got
we didn't do
10,
that.
you got 10 members, 10 family members who completed high school, started businesses, or went on to college or whatever. You got 10, 20 of them that did that. And you got two that went to jail. And that's all you can think about is the two that
Yeah,
went to jail. That's the noise. You
and
know,
that's what we
baby,
did. You know,
Bebe got locked up. I want us to put money together, can put money on Bebe's books, and we going and we got to send that. But you got a kid there who can't get their money together for their books. You
uh-huh.
have a kid that needs books, or you got a kid that started a plumbing business and nobody's even calling. Everybody lives in a 20-mile radius of his new business, and the family isn't even calling to support the business. And when they do, they don't want to pay him. That's noise.
Yeah,
And you get substance, like, you know, and learning to, and I think that the more, as far as, you know, financially, now that's a beautiful thing if you can get your family to agree to focus, you know what I'm saying, on the signal. Y'all make that connection and everybody's connected to the signal. But, you know, that becomes hard. That becomes hard. But I don't think that we've ever really had a big discussion, even as a community, about, are we 90% signal, or are we, you know, 90% noise? Like right now, there are people still caught up in political conversations about things that ain't going to change nothing. Now they're going to their family dinner, family dinners, family breakfast, fussing, talking about, something that's not going to change. Remember on Friday, I hope Ms. Patel comes out, but somebody told Ms. Patel that they were going to close down the government, and the person knew. And I said in the meeting, they're not closing down the government. And then Ms. Patel like text me later, like, are you, she didn't say it like this, but she was like, are you crazy? My friend works at the government, and they said they're going to close it down. And I can tell, like, what I'm saying, that her and her friend really felt that way. But I could really focus on my signal. I've been doing this a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't closing it down. If they were going to close it down, do you think I would have been just talking on Friday about our celebration and this and that and go to no, because I'm a signal oriented person.
But now, didn't one time about 10 years ago or
I don't
so,
care about that. That's noise. That's noise.
maybe that's where,
You asked me this week, this year. This all you asked me. Only thing relevant to our lives is right now. Is it gonna, and does that lady need to get up for Monday? And I said, she ain't text me back yet, but I said, tell your girl get her clothes ready for Monday. What's it, Tuesday? I still haven't heard back. At what point, like, I think it is so rare for us to have, especially to meet a woman that I focus so much on signal, you know what I'm saying? And I don't get caught up in noise. That I think it's so rare that it causes, like, personality, like, issues. But thank God it makes my clients money. Because I'm in it. I'm somewhere 90, 95. And when I'm really, really, really on it, I'm 100% signal. So
yes.
the guy was saying that Steve Jobs was 90% signal and Elon Musk is 100%. And he still lives his life. And he still got a whole bunch of kids. And he's still doing, you know what I'm saying? We caught up on noise and all this stuff and our, like, opinion, instead of thinking about him purely as the business person that he is, that we can have a family and do business and be respected by those that matter and be 100% signal. And the biggest thing is, like, if we want success of our family, or if we want success of our business, if we want success of our money, if we want success of a relationship, you got to be about focusing. You got to be about focusing on the signal and stop thinking about the noise. Stop allowing society to drag your priorities around, dragging our families around, dragging the relationships around. Society's breaking up marriages, because of the noise. Social media, for most of you, is a huge form of noise. I'm a business person, so I really don't see how I could get around social media. Right now, I'm on, like, all these different LinkedIn, the X, Facebook, YouTube, all that right now. Right now, this part. But if a person isn't an entrepreneur and that's not what you're supposed to be doing, then why is that person allowing that type of noise to disturb their family, disturb their relationship, disturb things? No, that's really, really something to think about. Like, how can we, as people who want to have our family, get out of the noise. Like, especially if we think about the history, there's a couple of things I want to make sure that we discuss, or we think about with our family, with the Black family, is think about historically, the historical significance of the Black family. And I want us to celebrate the power, the strengths, the importance, the resilience of our Black family structure, right? And I want us to at least review some of the challenges that we have, but I don't want us to get stuck in that noise. Because a lot of times when we do talk about the Black family, what is it usually discussing? The challenges, how it fell apart, when it fell apart, whose fault it was. They're blaming it, on the man, blame it on the woman, blame it on so all that is noise, is static. We have lots and googobs of research out there that you can find enough to blame the breakdown of our families on somebody.
I tell you this, as it relates to my side, okay, that number at the family reunion would have been even larger, but we have a breakdown in religion. We have a vast, well, I would say a great number of our family members that are Seventh-day Adventists. There are about almost 50 of them that cannot attend because the Sabbath starts on Friday at 6 o'clock and it will not end until 6 on Saturday. Anything going on at that time runs interference with the Sabbath. So they're separated themselves due to that. That's
in my opinion, it's just static. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just noise. It's just noise. It's just noise. They're using that as an excuse when, as if there's not any other Saturday or Friday that they didn't do something else. You know what I'm saying? They want us to believe that they go to do their Sabbath every time at the chapel. See, it's just an excuse to stop and break down the strength, because what? They're being 90% noise. They want to, you know what I'm saying? And not that God is everywhere. So if you want to have your Sabbath in there, if you got all of them that y'all are there, they can do their own chapel time right there. And they don't have to eat until later. And there is nothing un-Sabbath like, that y'all gonna do during the day.
Yeah, because
but enjoy each other, and they can, you know what I'm saying? They can have their own Sabbath time. They can set up their own worship center. They can, you know what I'm saying? You can have it wherever you want to. God is ever present. You know how many more people you could touch by bringing that, and why you do Saturday, and you know what I'm saying? And if you bring it as a unity, if you bring it as a way of uniting us, of us bringing it together, the history of Seventh-day Adventists and our family, turn it into something that helps, not something that breaks it apart. And that's what they chose to do. Instead of saying, you know what, I would like to do a session on that on Saturday morning about, how you doing, Kanika, about why so many of us do Seventh-day Adventists, and go back how many generations, you know what I'm saying? It might have been some other people who said, well, you know what, we all should do that. Or they might find out, when it transitioned and why you stopped doing that. And why everybody does it. And I did everything, but isn't that sad? Just noise. Every one of us, that when you look at, like you said, and thank you so much for sharing that, a breakdown in the communication with the family, it is, because of noise. Nothing of substance, nothing that can't be, taken care of, nothing that can't be forgiven. God forgives us for everything. There's absolutely no way that we cannot forgive each other. You know what I'm saying? For things. But when they start not speaking, won't speak, don't come, not there, that's what's going to happen.
And see, what they actually had proposed to us, our dates were like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we go home on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they wanted to kind of do like a walkthrough on Thursday, just to come and observe.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, what? Come and observe what? I mean,
Yep.
seriously?
Yep. They
And
want
but these didn't just start, JB.
Yep.
We've been having
I mean,
these.
exactly. There's no way
No.
that you can change it from that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That has to be something they can talk to their minister about, and their minister look at them and say, "So you telling me you ain't had no Saturdays that you just set your butt at home? You've been in here every Saturday, so much so that you got to be here on the Saturday for your family reunion. That's every other year, or whatever, or even once a year. I mean, really, literally, noise. It's just noise, like, and that's what keeps us broke, and that's what keeps us broken, and that's what So it's like, I'm glad y'all just rolled past it. No, like, we apologize that you can't fit us into your schedule and move on, but you're not going to do it in the middle of the week when the overwhelming number of people have to work then.
So 2 years from now, they'll get the same invitation. We moved to, I think it's Memphis, Tennessee, or if it's not Memphis, it's Nashville, one or the other. But that'll be where we'll hold the next. The next one will be held 2026, and they will get, of course, the same invitation as everybody else. And between now and then, I would think, like you say, there's enough stack up of that going to church every Saturday. You miss this one time, just this one.
Right? They don't even have to miss. Just do your worship before you come to us. Do it. Like, you don't have to go to that place. Wherever y'all are, there's a Seventh-day Adventist church. If they have to go out to a chapel, go visit one. Turn it on YouTube. Turn it on. There's someone's live streaming from somewhere, like all the time. Like that. No excuses. So from that perspective, that would be like you said, looking at the challenges that Black families face today, is religion, because we have, a diversity among our religions, now that does that become an issue? And I think that's a very good point. Even more so that you have, some families that are Christian, and some that Jehovah Witness, members, and that, and that the that there's gonna, going to be those. Like, I remember one man was like, you do those Sunday morning things, and I'm not a Christian, and I said, oh, okay, I'm a Christian, I did. He was like, well, I really don't know. I mean, I don't know, about that. And I said, I understand. There's no reason to focus and have a whole discussion about that type of noise. This is who I am. Do you know how much time we could save in life and work and business and everything if you focus on being true to yourself and keep on moving? I think there's an overwhelming amount of time that is spent on trying to assess who you think you're supposed to be. And that's becoming noise oriented. So then your family doesn't even get a chance to really get to know you because they're not sure who you're going to be that time when they see you. No, it's very important to me to be the same person all the time because that's all I know well is me. And I put a whole bunch of time in getting to know me better and removing, you know, all of the noise and focusing more on purpose. And if you bring that, deliver that to your family, that this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I represent, like it could move things along so much better. Like, hey, I'm not compromising on that. But I think that sometime in because most people are always trying to see what they think that you want them to be or who you want them to be, because of that it creates way more static. Like if the whole family was full of people who were confident and comfortable with themselves, you wouldn't have all the noise, you wouldn't have the conflict. They would be substance oriented. No, but if they're not, um, focused, if they're not, comfortable with who God made them to be, then you're going to have a whole room full of insecure people. What all sorts of insecurities just floating all across the room. And I think that is something that we could look historically on when the insecurities with ourselves started. Like, I've told y'all about, like, when I decided to be natural. Shoot, goodness, I don't know, almost 30 years now that ago. And so, it's cool now, it's acceptable. But, I had a lot of family members that created a lot of noise for me about just my hair. It was something about, you know, me not, letting my hair present straight that, made them uncomfortable with themselves. And it took a while for me to realize that I'm not the issue. I'm not the issue. So I don't think that anybody should like compromise themselves and their relationship and their focus. If you've matured enough and you have developed and this and you are living in a place of substance and focusing on substance, 90% of the time, I'm not even going to give us 80. I think 90% of the time, we need to be focused on what really matters. And when it comes to like family, you're number one, the first principle of Afroeconomics, your why. What is your why? What is your purpose? Why are you doing this? Legacy. What is the footprint you want to leave behind? That you folded every time somebody came with some nonsense, you just gave into it? Or did you stand up for yourself and you stay true to yourself to help the family become free itself? No, and it's not like that's, easy when you're talking about you becoming a stronger being, and then that it's not, it may not first, it may not initially be received because I don't see anything through history, where something or someone was focused on growth and enhancement and betterment, that it was easily received. No, it's just, unfortunately, the more focused you are, the more resistance you will get, the more noise there would be, and it makes it the more focused you have to be. The basic science of it all If you want to cut through things, you have to narrow. You have to narrow and sharpen your focus and know exactly, Kanika, what that why is. I know exactly my why. I know exactly why I wake up. I know exactly why I had to do this on Christmas Eve, and it was important to me. And I know exactly what my purpose is, why God put me here. And we all deserve that and be free and feel free to do that. And your family should make you feel supported in that. Your family that you create, or your family that you're born into, if it does not give you that support that you need, that celebration that you need, then you focus on that which God creates for you. Thank God for you. Right? There's family everywhere. There is family everywhere. Kanika, you are my family. Miss Davis, you are my family. Vicky Vaughn, you are my family. Miss Clements, you are my family. You know, we just overlook, you know, we overlook all that we have in front of us. There's a story in the Bible where Jesus is in this house with the disciples, and they, someone comes to Jesus and says, Jesus, your mother and your brother are at the door. And Jesus says, what are you talking about? My mother and my brother are right here with me. And most people are like, oh my goodness, that's rude. His mama, she probably walked. They ain't had no cars. He's talking about what you talking about? Your mom, his mama was at the door, like, boy, if you don't come out here, it's your mother. Stop playing. But he was talking about, his family that God created and God built, that helping him with God's purpose over his life. They right here with me. They're right here. We should find comfort in that, knowing, as I was telling a client of mine, she told me one day, she said, my last sibling has gone. And I said, and God has you here for a reason. She said, but JB, you got to listen to me. You got to listen to me. My last sibling is gone. And I said, yes, ma'am. But God has a purpose over your life, or he wouldn't have you here still. He has a plan. He wants you to know that he is all that you need. He will provide all that you need. God is your provision. And she said, oh, so you a minister now? She said, you ain't know. Call me Denzel Washington. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Kanika, thank you so much. But it was like I was just saying what was placed into my heart, but it was funny. She said, oh, okay. I didn't know you were a minister. You're a minister too. I just want financial advice to tell you about my I want to be miserable right now. And you standing up here trying to make me focus on something good.
You probably changed her attitude too. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed. She told me about someone in the family, that was being unkind to her, like as she was going through that. And I said, you give her my name. She can't beat me. She started crying. I mean, not crying. She started laughing. Exactly. It was like, she's 90. You know what I'm saying? And we have some members that are just blessed. I said, you give them my name. I'll take care of that. They won't say nothing. No, they won't hurt you no more again. Watch that. She started like, I'll be all right. Don't get him. Don't get him. Don't get him. That's so cute. Exactly. Look, went from minister to Clarissa Shields real quick. Exactly. look, 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 I was just in the pulpit. Now I'm about to box somebody, beat them up. She was like, oh yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. I need somebody with a good left hook. God has that too. He will take care of us, indeed. So, think about like the cultural significance that we have to look out for each other, no matter what has been done to us historically. You know, we have survived, the Black family has survived so much. The impact of slavery, on our families is devastating, disgusting, and we've survived it. Now it becomes the challenge of knowing that we can overcome anything and how we can work together and build generations of people that find safety in their family. We see such bad stuff on the news now with people killing their entire families and everything. It's unreal because people have lost touch. They're looking at the static, they're listening to the static. We're not focusing on all that's good, all that is good, all that is powerful, all that is necessary. We got to start thinking about, like, when we look back on our life, these family experiences that helped make us who we are today, you know, for better or worse, we can look, yeah, so, but for better or worse, like, we can look at situations in your family and know that even if it was a challenging time, God did that on purpose because it prepared us to be who we are now. You know, because I've been through challenges, I'm able to step up and feel comfortable saying, I'll protect another. I'll protect another because, as Kanika said, it is challenging for some people to feel alone. They feel like they can't survive alone. I've been alone so long. It is a normal, comfortable state for me, but I think it had to be developed over time. And it's still like, it's on purpose, on purpose. I said, I want to be more comfortable with me. No more hiding, no more looking for another relationship that's going to make me safe because it does not work for me. It didn't work. It wasn't there. But by doing that and facing up to that, then it allowed me to be able to bring to my family and families that I have built a strength that I believe other generations will benefit from. That's right. I believe that God wants other women to be able to look at me and say, she did it, I can do it. She made it, I can make it. Ms. Davis did it, I can do it.
But see, the one thing you do have, you have
I have
AfroEconomics.
my big family,
Yeah.
God did that on purpose. It wasn't by accident that God said, this is for you. This is for you to do. Because he knew that I love people so much that I had to get to the point, Miss Gallo, where I was comfortable giving all my love and through my work. Like, I had to get into a position where I could give, you know what I'm saying? to the point of exhaustion in a healthy way. That I could just get, that I had an outlet that I could give and help. You know what I mean? That way.
And anytime you think you're right, you really might need somebody, go find that man on that bus that you were
You
kissing
are
that
nasty.
time.
You
And
just nasty, crazy, crazy, big imagination. Never happened, woman. Exactly. He's still out there looking for me. What happened to that lady who used to ride this bus on this route? And we had a misconnection. Oh my goodness, that was something. That was the first time too. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I mean, his liquor was so strong, I swallowed it. And that was the morning. That was the morning. I thought, oh, bro, goodness gracious. Inhale. It was called contact. Can you get drunk from contact, like liquor aroma? Oh no. Probably have you intoxicated.
I don't think so.
You never know.
Though
Good evening, Miss Gallo.
maybe his stuff's probably different than everybody else's. I don't know.
Right. But over this holiday, and if you're with family now, or you're going to get with family, or you're going to be with friends, focus, make focus an effort. Try to focus with an effort. Try to focus on, I really want to get to know these people. And just really know, like you could, just really spend more time getting to know who's there, and everybody's, different perspective, and see if they really talk. It's spooky because a lot of situations, people go into rooms with each other and watch TV. They don't talk. Watch a movie, but they don't talk. Listen to loud music that you can't talk over. They don't talk. There's no exchange. It's just, hey, a hug, and then go do something.
I have found though, people that are like that, if you can maybe grasp slightly what their subject matter may be, and you open them up with
That's right.
football, if you
Whatever.
happen to know it, baseball, or some of these kinds of things, if you can crack them open with that, you'll get to know far more than what you
But
knew
we don't
before.
give settings where you can get to know people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm get to know a lot of people, and then plus you're talkative, so you're gonna talk to people. But most settings allow people to just kind of avoid talking. Like say I'm not even gonna, but I just say, see, it's just terrible. Oh my. Yeah, exactly. I did not kiss a strange man on the bus. We're going to get that straight. Like Ms. Davis trying to suggest that. Well, this year, one
He needs to come in on Fridays. He'll learn a lot.
Mark, exactly. But this year, one of my many adventures was to spend 6 months without a vehicle. So so I decided I was going to get on the city bus. That was a big part of it. And so the first time that I was going to get on the city bus, that I was getting on the bus, and I didn't understand the concept that like other people got to get off the bus first, I guess. So it was kind of my fault. So I walked into the bus, and there was a man coming off the bus, and he was like inebriated, and his mouth almost hit my mouth, like he was coming down. I was sitting there like this. And he came at it. He was like, "Oh," and then he fell all on the ground and all of that. And this, like, so it kind of. And then I got on the bus. And remember that same day, I didn't realize that you pull the rope, like They don't tell you,
Wrote down.
okay, yeah. So I went past my stop. That day I got in like 17,000 steps. Whoever said that, like, yeah, that is a lot of steps for me. I was like, because I had to go. And then he's like, they won't just stop. They got to go all the way to the next bus stop. Like, what is wrong with you? I said I missed my stop. Wouldn't it be funny? Look, and they had a traffic light, and the next stop was after the traffic light. Oh my goodness! So to walk all the way back, but I decided to. That day I decided to do like the where you go when you're traveling and you take the cart, like you take your stuff in your briefcase that rolls. So I decided, I don't know why I decided that day to do the rolling briefcase instead of the backpack. But I did the rolling because I'm going all down the street, all back uphill, with the rolling suitcase. And then from the main street to my office is all uphill. Oh, I didn't even know. Like when you're driving, you don't know about this uphill, and because everything you're just driving. And I was like, the way I look at everything is differently now after those 6 months. It was funny, but it was interesting, and it was never like that again. So that's like if I had gotten focused on the static, like of the noise, if I had gotten focused on the noise of that situation, talking about, focus versus looking at the noise, or, like the really focusing, that if that I would have gone ahead and just got in the car. I wouldn't have made it to 6 months. One thing you can notice that I really focused on, the mission is get more steps, be more active, take my time to find a vehicle that I want, save up, decide if I'm buying it cash or I'm doing a payment, and then it just gave me that time. But if I had gotten caught up in the static or how I look, it's signal versus noise is the term. If I had gotten caught up in the noise of the situation, how I look, here I am. I had people who were like, I saw you on the street, like walking, like you all right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I'm like, yes, people walk. People walk. You know what I'm saying? They just decide like certain people can't walk. Certain people can't catch the bus. That's why the bus sitting there free and empty. That's but I thank God for not focusing on that noise and saying focus on the signal of what the purpose was, how this is helping me, how I am learning to take time on making my decisions. Because just because my other vehicle was draining me and time to get rid of it didn't mean I was ready for what I wanted next. So it gave me time, and it just gave me a new appreciation of just, everything, everything. So that is the bus story. Yes, indeed. But sometimes like people go through things like that, and and they can't do that without getting family involved. Like, what I'm saying? They gotta ask a friend for a ride, they gotta get so and so. I made a point to be as focused as possible and to not allow the noise of trying to ask other people for favors or even ask my daughter for her car. Nothing like that. I tried very hard to not do that. Yes, yeah. When Kanika said when she worked downtown, she focused on that. Yeah, a lot of us, have opportunities, like you were saying this morning, Ms. Davis, about we used to have less, well, and I was saying, yeah, we had less, but we actually had so much more, and access to so much more, but we don't appreciate the opportunities when we have it like we should because of the noise. Appreciate your family. Appreciate the family that you're creating. Appreciate the family that you were born into. Appreciate and be thankful and come from a place of appreciation. That is what we should focus on every day, waking up, being thankful. Don't compromise on your value system ever at all. We have got to have some non-negotiables. You have to. These are your standards, and your family will treat you accordingly. No, they will learn to respect what your standards are. And and instead of trying to change your family, make sure that you stay focused on you. They are who they are. They're going to do what they do. If you want to be with them, then that's, you know what I'm saying? That's a choice. That's a choice. Like what Ms. Davis was saying, that certain people don't want to do things on Saturdays. Like we have track team members, or most of our track meets are on Saturdays. But our track team members that worship on Saturday, what do? They don't do those track meets. Right? Because there's a lot that are on Sunday. But every now and then, maybe one a year or so, I think he might do a Saturday if it's, nationals or something like that. Like, but hey, that's his standard. And you don't have to compromise on that. And family will understand that. And family will understand. Real family will understand. Family that you need to spend time with will understand and accept you and your growth and your commitment to growth. Indeed. But just something to think about. I appreciate you. I thank you all for being my family. What you say, Kanika? Change yourself, change your family. Yes, not the other way around. That's the truth. You can't change that. You can't change. We can improve ourselves. No, we can improve ourselves every day. We can continue to grow, but we gotta want to grow. We gotta want to grow. We got it made. Every other month I get a break. I love y'all.
What is your tomorrow looking like? What are you doing?
I got it made. You hear what he said, special ed? I got it made. Yo. Got an island of my very own.
I will be resting tomorrow.
No, that's right.
That is it. I'll be sleeping late and watching football.
I'm coming live. I'm coming live in the middle of the game. In the middle of the game. Bam! You're like, if this girl don't get off my TV. I make fresh rhymes daily. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be working on my rhymes. Nah, I got 1,000 things to do. And first thing I'm gonna do is cook breakfast for my family. So that's good.
Okay.
So that's gonna take some hours, and then they're gonna hit the road. So that's
okay.
Yeah, I'm glad.
That's good. That's
She's
good.
been cooking, so I know she's gonna be glad if I take over tomorrow morning. Yes, indeed.
Well, I will be asleep. I'm waking up probably maybe 1, 2 o'clock. I don't plan to get up any sooner.
For you.
Yeah.
I hope you make it. I'm gonna text you to see if you made it. I woke up this morning, Miss Clements, at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. I tried to go back. Then I had to be at the gym by 5:30. So it's hitting me now, though. It's hitting me now. I love y'all. Take care. Oh, girl, I'm
all right.
making
Love you too.
I'm making, yes, indeed. As I'm making, I'm gonna make every breakfast item except for sweets. They cooking sweets though down there right now. Cookies and cinnamon rolls but I haven't given in to the sweets. Thank God. Yeah, I haven't given in. So far, so good. As long as I leave that sweets closed, but that's a monster. That's a monster if I open up that sweet machine. So it's closed. Happy Kwanzaa right back at you. Wait till we get there. I found this dress today.
That's nice. I like that. That's cute. I like it.
It comes up in the front and down in the back, kind of thing. Yeah, I'll show y'all one day. Thank you so much, Miss Clement. I wish you were here. I'll cook breakfast for you too. You'd be like, I don't eat that. I don't eat that. Sweet potato pie. Oh, yes, Lord, but no. Again, happy holidays back to you, Mr. Toilet Boo. That's pretty good, right? I bet in 2025 I'm gonna be able to say your name correctly, Mark. In Google, Toilet Boo, Toilet Boo, Toilet Boo. We should have a whole meeting and just let me practice. I forget that every time we meet. Love y'all. Take care. Good night. Demand Entertainment. Stop it with the sweet potato pie. Y'all be good.
Got the champagne pouring me a cup. Got the girls with the bra in the front. Gotta call your man. Tell the bar, young love man. Got all my men telling me that. Kinda think my let's get down, so get with it.
Thank you.
Time wanna get with it.
How was that? Celebrate Kwanzaa soon.